Hit it.
Okay. Close your eyes and picture this. A place where everyone gives 40% effort at everything they do. Everyone is hungry, dirty, and tired, but no one has any motivation to be better. This could potentially happen if we keep handing out awards for just showing up and not putting in effort. These are also known as participation awards. Participation awards are pretty harmful in the long run, and to make forward steps in our society, we should limit the amount of awards we hand out every year. With a bit of history and examples, we can start a change and get away from these awards. So how did participation awards start? They're really nothing new. In 1996, the Massachusetts Soccer Society decided that they were not going to keep score anymore. They thought this would prevent positive attitude and, in the theory, no screaming parents means happier kids. But with no winners and losers and trying to forget score as soon as it happens, it didn't quite sit well with everyone. Paige Beauregard of Coalition said, "I'd like to know the score so I can get better." So although not keeping score is helpful to prevent a positive attitude, it doesn't give any motivation for the kids. And this was in an article written by Leo. Hennessy and Anvil say that young children and adults perform more creatively and more accurately when there is no competition. However, research indicates that teens may actually respond better under mild competition, and this was cited by Gregory and Caulfield in a book, and they are both licensed physicians. Then they specialize in brain-compatible learning. And participation trophies have become much more prevalent. A survey by Blake from people aged 18 to 65, he asked if kids should get participation trophies, and as the age decreased, more people said that they liked handing out participation trophies and wanted them to be handed out. But as the age got older, they were more in favor of only winners get trophies. So now that you've heard some of the background on this topic, let's see how it applies to our everyday lives. Right now, Pennies for Patients is going on at our school. And how many people in the student body know why we are raising money? Maybe some of the people have seen the boxes in your homeroom, or you've seen a poster as you walk between classes. But how many really know the true meaning? They know about the breakfast that gets handed out to the homeroom that raises the most money. But how many people know that we're raising money for leukemia? It is probable that a very small percentage does. So what is the problem with this? Although the breakfast gives a good incentive for the students to collect money, the students only do it for the reward, and there's no self-drive present. Gregory and Caulfield talk about punishment by reward. It refers to a loss in accomplishment because people work toward it and don't have the innate motivation, they just have the extrinsic reward. In this case, it would be the breakfast. They compared it to carrots because they work in the short term to get the horse to where it has to go, the mule, and but they can't do it by themselves without it. But we should really be giving money to help those in need instead of just giving it for the reward. Another effect it can be in millennials that seek instant feedback. Griffin, the founder of the J.P. Griffin Group, which does benefit management, he found that the side effects of participation awards is that instant feedback that they need. And for example, your parents, they can get tax reductions if they donate to certain charities, and why can't they just donate and not receive anything in return rather than looking for the tax reduction? Being aware of how participation awards are part of our daily lives is the first step towards making a change. But how do we make a change? We need to find a balance. Participation awards, while aren't good, we shouldn't go to the extreme of not encouraging anyone, and especially younger kids. If you guys look on your handout, there's the Yerkes-Dodson law. and it shows that there are optimal levels of stress. So as stress increases, the performance and efficiency increases as well. But there is a maximum cognitive efficiency. So if you push too much stress, then you actually have a decrease in performance, and kids get less motivated. And this is also from Gregory and Koffel. But how do we improve? To improve this issue, people should be informed and have a change of mindset, knowing that they can work hard, and if they work hard, there's a possibility to always be rewarded, but not expecting a reward in return for any act of service. Things don't always go your way, but with effort and work, you can always get somewhere. Participation awards affect everyone, whether directly or indirectly. And after listening to some of the history of the awards, the daily effects of them, and how they affect everything, I feel you have a change in mindset so that we can work towards a more self-driven and motivated society. After Steelers linebacker James Harrison posted on Instagram that he was taking his two sons' participation trophies back because he didn't want to raise kids that grew up thinking participation trophies, that you shouldn't have to work to get a trophy. Many people had something to comment, and Melissa Gray commented, "In competition, some people win and some lose. That's why we compete in sports. It teaches us the meaning of effort, teamwork, intelligence, and physical attributes. Not successful? Try again. Still not successful? Try something different. Success is something out there for those who are willing to make the sacrifice to achieve it."
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you, Emma. And we still have a few minutes remaining in class for questions. So at this time, if you have those, you can go ahead and raise them now, and Anna will call on you.
Okay. So, do you think that people not sporting participation trophies is a generational thing, or do you think that's just something that happens as you get older?
It's definitely a generational thing, because if you look back, like I said, in 1996, the Massachusetts Society started, but there was like something very like, oh wow, new, like, why are you doing that? And now it's more like a thing we just encounter on our daily life, so it's definitely been a progressive thing.
Are there other ways to get instant feedback other than participation awards after like a sports event?
Yeah, obviously there's the score or what other people say.
Like if you lose. If you lose.
If you lose, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, like if you can receive. I just don't understand the question. Sorry.
So it's like if you win, you get the instant feedback of like the score, you won. But like if you lose, you don't. It's like depressing, I guess. But like if you get on a participation award, it makes you feel better.
Losing will show you like where you can improve and how to get better, so that next time you can make those changes, and then it'll be more rewarding when you do it.
What do you think about like giving work to don't just make a small improvement?
I think if that when like a coach recognizes that you made an improvement, that's fine, because like they're recognizing that you put in effort to improve, even if you're still not like the best on the team. But it shouldn't be that everyone gets a improvement award just because they improve just for being.
Does it have any long-term effects, like getting a participation trophy for everything?
Well, they decrease like your self-drive. So basically, I always get to the extreme in my introduction, but like there's just not like the drive to do things on your own. Like there's studies that say grades are even a form of like participation awards, because students just focus on the grade rather than learning, or like learning just for wanting. They're looking to seek a good grade, so they'll do stuff based on the grade. So like you won't actually work harder on your own.
So we, as you said, we have that incentive right now for Pennies for Patients, and many of our students are like, oh, I want to win the breakfast. So if we have a mindset such as this right now at our school, what would you say are the first steps to helping students to realize the opposite mindset? So how could we change their mindset in order to have them think, let's just do this for the good of people? What could we do?
I think if we encourage kids to just see that they're making a change in people's lives and like focus more on like what we're benefiting and give more information about like the charity and like these kids, or like once like we said like we raise this much money and like what impact that can do, rather than you guys like we don't know how much we're raising, this is just what you're getting.
Okay, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, Anna.